Oh shit! I didn't run the intro. Hold on. We're gonna
Oh
cut back.
no.
We're gonna cut back. We're gonna do the.
I thought that was a very unique pick.
All right, there's the proper intro. The
Yay.
cut button is above the transition button, and the transition plays the intro. The cut does not, so that's why we went right away. Anyway, how we doing, everybody? Welcome to the Pitch Podcast. I'm Matt. That's Kyle. We're here to talk some football. We're big upset about last night. Two Eagle fans, Kyle and I are, and we're very upset about our team right now. I love that shirt though, Kyle. Is that the one we got at the stadium?
Yeah, it's the one we got at the stadium.
That was absolutely bring me back, man. bring me back to those
I'm
good
sad.
times.
I had to retire 2 jerseys.
It feels so
this season last night. Very sad.
You were tired, straight up retired a jersey.
Well, no, my rule is
no, I know.
jerseys.
I know your
but
rule.
I wore one and then Sam wore one, so they both are retired now.
Don't tell me it's the Saquon one.
Yeah, the Saquon Super Bowl jersey is now retired.
Oh.
Not the
real one.
jersey.
Okay.
Not the real one. The real one this year I've only brought to live games.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think, and we might need the magic of it because that was for the Rams game. I might be wearing that.
I'm in a loss.
At least I'm gonna be at the next 2 games. So, Jesus.
That's right. Oh yeah, you're going to Washington too. That's right.
Yeah, going to Washington back to back. Get to watch this.
Besides the shitty Birds, there were some other games that were played this week.
Some good games. Good slate. I said that at the beginning of the week. I said that last pod. We had a great slate. I thought we had some great games.
I think it definitely lived up to the hype, for sure. We're going to get into all of that and more. I've got a couple of announcements to make. I done goofed and I double scheduled myself for December 23rd's podcast. So December 23rd's podcast is going to be on Monday, the 22nd. I will have a post about that just to remind everybody. So instead of Tuesday, the 23rd, we will be doing that podcast. I think it's week 16.
That would be week 16.
Yeah, week 16's podcast will be on Monday, the 22nd.
That will be on during the game, during 49ers Colts.
That's right, number 1. And number 2, we're going to have a guest that week. So stay tuned for that.
Exciting.
The other announcement I wanted to make is Kyle and I will be at the game next week. We're going to be going to Eagles Raiders in person. I don't know how interesting the game is going to be.
Could be very interesting.
Well, you had mentioned this before we started streaming today. You had said, before, because we bought these tickets a while ago. I think before the season even started.
I think week 2. The season might not even started yet.
It was really early. And you were like, oh, it's going to be a crappy game. Eagles are going to blow them out, blah, blah, blah. Now it might be close somehow, which is just baffling. But
still, I think it's still a 12.5 point spread.
Dude, 11.5.
Wild. Says a lot about the Raiders.
Yeah. Number 1, it says a lot about the Raiders, and number 2, hammer the Raiders because Eagles ain't blowing anybody out. They should beat them by anyway, we'll get into it. Those are the 2 announcements I did want to make. Before we get into the games, of course, it's going to be this week in football we got to talk about. Kyle, we've got an update on the Chris Boyd shooting, the Jets cornerback who was shot in New York.
Oh, yeah.
NYPD has announced that they have in custody 20-year-old Bronx native Frederick Green on suspicion of attempted murder, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon. Green was apprehended in Buffalo today, more than 350 miles away from the alleged attack.
So he's a Buffalo fan.
Apparently he's a Bills fan. I don't know.
Kind of crazy.
Boyd was discharged from the hospital after 2 different stays and made a visit to the Jets team facility last week. So he's all good. Hopefully they got the right guy. Yeah, Bills fans. The heck, man. As if they haven't dominated the Jets enough, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens and Mark Andrews have agreed to terms on a 3-year, $39.3 million extension that includes $26 million guaranteed. Andrews was slated to become a free agent at the end of this season, now staying in Baltimore for the foreseeable future. I know he laid kind of a dud on Sunday, but this was I think, good move, right? I mean, I mean, they have a tush push guy now, at least for the foreseeable future. So I hope we see more of that. The Bills claimed cornerback Darius Slay off of waivers. Our Eagles, Kyle, had a claim in for him as well, but Buffalo had free agency priority, which I didn't even know was a thing, but kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's the waivers is like reverse standings, basically.
Bro,
like technically they have priority.
Is that like
they make claims?
I guess that's the inspiration for fantasy waivers.
Yeah, it's almost the exact same setup as fantasy waivers.
That's crazy. That's nuts.
It's almost like the fantasy football is football still.
I don't know if you'd start Darius Slay in fantasy, but
he's not playing. He's not reporting.
No, he's not reporting yet.
Sounds like he's not going to report. He wanted to be on the Eagles.
Maybe he will.
That's what KB Grapevine says.
Well, if KB Grapevine's saying it, maybe there's some validity to it. We'll have to see. That'd be cool. They kind of need the help. The viewing numbers for the Chiefs-Cowboys Thanksgiving game officially tallied at more than 57.2 million viewers and is now considered the most watched regular season game of all time, beating out the previous game by more than 36%. I should have looked at what game that was. I didn't. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, did you say something about that? Like you were going, it's going to be so watched and
yeah. No, I don't think I said that. I think I said because it was something I watched about Jeffrey Lurie and stuff, timing up all the Eagles deals to end in 2027. Basically, I think the way the TV ratings work, the way they calculate the amount of people that watch, because it's like a formula.
Yeah.
They change the formula to account for streaming and such. And based on that, ratings are going to explode in the next few years, and that's right around when the new TV deal gets redone, which I think is in 2027.
I was writing this earlier, and I'm I'm 99% sure Kyle said something about this, or something to the extent of ratings boom, but I just wasn't sure. Finally, and this one came as a complete shock because I guess they're that desperate for a quarterback now, considering what happened on Sunday.
Yeah, Philip Rivers!
The Indianapolis Colts have signed 44-year-old free agent quarterback Philip Rivers to their practice squad amid Daniel Jones' season-ending injury, which I guess is a good segue to injuries this week. But I'll stick up Philip Rivers, dude.
Philip Rivers ran the same offense as the Colts for his son high school team this season because he was the head coach for his high school team.
So he's very, very acquainted.
And he and Shane Steichen spoke weekly about it, discussing plays and films.
Yeah.
Very familiar with the scheme. Also, Philip Rivers is a grandfather. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, yeah, dude. He has 9 kids. So.
Yeah, no, he has 20 kids.
Actually, it's probably
he's a grandpa.
Dude, you see that
potential grandpa
the guy
quarterback in the NFL.
The guy's a stud, man. Literally.
Yeah. Goated.
If you're wondering what happened to Daniel Jones, I mean, this was just terrible. He tore his Achilles in Sunday's loss to the Jaguars. Will miss the rest of the 2025 NFL season. Finished the year with 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 5 rushing touchdowns. Led the league in fumbles, but he did have career highs in yards per game, yards per completion, completion percentage, QBR, and passer rating. So my guess would be the Colts retain Daniel Jones this offseason.
Probably. But he definitely lost a lot of money, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Which sucks.
Dude, shout out. It's just unfortunate. The song, the classic, "This is our Colts. This is our team.
Yeah.
We bleed blue." I mean, you could argue people are blaming him for the Colts' demise recently.
How is he on the hook?
He does the song before every song, before every game.
Yeah, right.
And during the song for the Steelers game, which ever since then they've been 1-4.
Yeah. Okay.
He said something mean about Aaron Rodgers. He was break his bone or whatever, break his back.
Jesus.
And people were like, "Whoa, that's pretty cruel," And he was he did a whole apology for it. He's like, "Sorry, I just was being savage." And then since then, the Colts are bad. So everyone's like, "Why'd you apologize for being savage? Now you have to be savage again."
I don't.
This is a breaking news story from KB Grapevine.
Yeah, I don't see the correlation there, but I'll take your word for it. just one more thing on this. I mean, this is why you don't play with a literal fracture in your fibula. Probably not the best way to. I mean, DJ is one tough son of a gun, but like, don't play with a broken. Don't play football.
Play
with
a broken hand because you'll win. You'll win the game because that's happened to 2 quarterbacks this week.
Clearly, there were actually a handful of pretty gruesome injuries. I don't know if you saw the Zach Ertz leg injury.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's probably potentially done for his career. That was really sad.
Yeah,
it's really sad when like older players get injured like that.
I know,
major injury because like they like the emotion's so raw because they're thinking like, holy shit, I might be done.
Well, you saw him on the cart, right? Mariota came over to me at the top, or had the towel over his head, and he was just like,
it was really sad. Always an Eagle.
And it sucks too because this was an extremely dirty hit too. I don't know, like he literally targeted its leg. Jay Ward.
This is an ugly game.
Safety Jay Ward. Yeah, I think
fastest game this season.
Yeah, I noticed. I was out watching all the games, and that one was over by.
I think it was like 2 hours and 31 minutes. It was the fastest game all season.
It was like 3:30 in that, and they were shaking hands, and I was like, geez.
Yep, that's crazy.
Lions safety Brian Branch was also diagnosed with a torn Achilles. His season is over. He exited late in the 4th quarter. Another big loss. I mean, Lions defensive player getting hurt. Handshake. But we hope he has a speedy recovery. Of course, we're not laughing at your injury. Just the fact that you're on the Lions and they have a lot of defensive injuries. David Njoku also left Sunday's game with a PCL sprain. He's considered week to week. They said he's going to miss multiple weeks. Tyrod Taylor left early in Sunday's loss with a groin injury. He did not return. Rookie Brady Cook took over. Devon
That's like a Madden generated player
Brady
name.
Cook.
Yeah.
He's a real person. I saw him. Well, I saw him do things. I don't know if he was playing quarterback necessarily, but I saw him out there. Devon Achane left in the early 2nd quarter with a rib injury. He did not return. Geno Smith exited with a right shoulder injury. His Week 15 status is in question, which means, Kyle, you and I might get to see Kenny Pickett live in person playing football again at the lake.
That's crazy.
But
not, who would have thought?
Not in an Eagles jersey. Nick Chubb left Sunday night's game with a rib injury. He did not return. CeeDee Lamb exited Thursday's game in the 3rd quarter with a concussion.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one's not good. Especially with the Cowboys now losing. They're not in a good position right now.
I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know.
What?
They might be in a good position.
Oh, Kyle.
God damn it.
We don't.
I don't want. Continue.
We're gonna save the worst for last. I got one more. The worst for last. I meant the Eagles game, but. And finally, Jaden Daniels left Sunday's blowout loss in Minnesota with an elbow injury. He was replaced by Marcus Arietta. Why was he out there in the first place? These are questions we may never get the answer to. All right, let's get into these football games. We'll start on Thursday night as we do in Detroit. The Lions take this one 44-30 over the Dallas Cowboys. Crucial win for Detroit. Really bad loss for Dallas. I believe they said that their playoff chances, and you're the playoff percentage guy, so you can back me up on this.
It was a big one.
I know it's at 9. So it was after that game. It was at 9%. I don't know if it's still at 9%.
I think if they have won it when it went up to like 50, it's still at 9%.
Okay.
Or it might. I think it's at 8%. It's whatever. Basically, Dallas's only way to get into the playoffs is by winning the NFC East.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. Yeah, I mean, this game was a playoff game, and it didn't really feel like that at the start because you have a super aggressive coach like Dan Campbell. He took the field goal, which we know he never does, and then he punted, which you know he also never does, on Detroit's first 2 possessions, which was absolutely shocking. And this one really felt like all Detroit to begin with. I thought there was the safety, right? You know, Dak's in the pocket. He's a statue. He backed up and didn't get rid of it. And then they picked it up. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, I thought it was a safety.
I still don't think there was conclusive evidence because You know, we went to commercial.
I don't think there was conclusive evidence to overturn it.
That's what I'm saying.
There's that one angle that kind of looks like it, but like.
Yeah, well, then they come back from commercial and they're like, "Oh, here's the replay that clearly shows," and I'm like, "Not really, though. Like, like video replay.
Maybe just because we hate Dallas so much. That's why we didn't think.
I don't know. And then you had there was the missed offsides on Dallas on 3rd and 2, which Detroit was like, "Oh, this is a free play," and then everyone was like,
"Yeah, I saw
what
that.
The
that
heck?"
Was annoying.
Yeah, so like it was very frustrating. Yeah, the long David Montgomery touchdown in the second quarter, which was set up by another Jake Ferguson fumble. I think he's up to like 5 or 6 fumbles this year. Guy's got a fumbling problem.
What a bum.
I'll tell you who doesn't have a problem though is Brandon Aubrey, who carried me in multiple leagues this week. The guy is just, I mean, he's unfreaking believable. Made from 57, 42, and 55 in the first half. He nailed a 63-yarder in the third quarter. This one would have been good from like 80, dude. I swear. This one was just so easy. He even dotted it right into the corner of the end zone on the kickoff. Like, masterclass. Brandon Aubrey, masterclass. I did mention CeeDee Lamb left in the third quarter with a concussion. He was having a pretty good night up until that point. So I feel like this kind of changed Dallas's approach to the rest of the game, the rest of the way. You know, Detroit had a couple of opportunities to put it away in the third. You had that one instance where Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown ran the same route. They should have moved the sticks.
Dude, shout out to Amon-Ra for playing. I made bets assuming he wasn't gonna play, and then he was like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna play."
What was his injury? It was
he had like I think it was I thought it was a calf.
It was something with the leg. I don't know, but it
was a calf or a quad injury. Just I mean,
we thought he wasn't.
I think it was something with his leg, just based on what I saw on Thanksgiving, and I'm pretty sure it was a quad.
Yeah.
But then he was like, "Yeah, I'm playing because he's tough."
Who are your bets on Thursday?
I bet Tesla to score, but I also combined it with Williams, so I didn't win.
No, why, dude? Isaac Tesla, he did score in this game in the fourth.
He did score. That's why I was
like, Lion fans, just wait. He is going to be so good. If they let him loose, he's going to be so good. I think they're still trying to find a role for him in the offense. I have noticed him out there a little bit more, and I know that's in part because I know St. Brown was kind of on a pitch count, and then you saw him a lot in that Packers game because he was out most of the game. But just wait. This man, I'm telling you, he's going to be great. So, yeah, you had a little bit of miscommunication from the Lions, and then they had the field goal that got blocked. And then we get into the fourth quarter, and this is where it kind of became a little bit unwatchable for me with all the flags. 22 flags were thrown in this game, 15 accepted.
Jeez.
Dude, it was bad. Like, it was like every other play. Like, at one point, I remember Al Michaels was like, "Oh, another flag, no surprise." And I'm like it was like basically midnight when this game was over. Very late. And then the Lions just kind of pulled it away, you know, at the end. Jahmyr Gibbs, another unbelievable. Well, I guess he wasn't an unbelievable stat line, but he did have 3 touchdowns, 12 rushes for 43 yards. Also had 7 catches on 7 targets for 77 yards. But, I mean, this was a huge, huge victory for the Lions in a very, very competitive NFC this year. I mean, you gotta like them come playoff time, right? They gotta get it figured out. I know that they've been.
Well, they gotta get in. They gotta get in. As of right now, they're still not in.
They're still not in at 8-5, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah, the NFC playoffs right now is absolutely ridiculous.
It's heating up. I mean, to be fair, so is the AFC, but I feel like the AFC is just so top heavy, you know. Whereas the NFC,
yeah, the NFC is just all a bloodbath.
It's a bloodbath.
I just think it's crazy. Like the I was gonna say basically. So right now. Like I think the Texans, like the Bears were the 1 seed going into the weekend, and now they're the 7th seed.
Yeah, which is just like which is just crazy. So big game, big win.
Lions currently sitting at a 31% chance to make it to the first round of the playoffs.
That's crazy. At 8-5,
playoffstatus.com.
Lions. Yeah, I don't have the rest of their schedule up, but I'm getting it.
They play the Bears again. I think they play.
I know they have the Rams next week.
They don't play the Packers anymore, which
they got the Rams, the Steelers, the Vikings, and at Chicago. So I think we're gonna learn a lot about where the Lions are at going up against what I believe to be the cream of the crop in the Los Angeles Rams.
That's going to be a big game.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge game. It's in Los Angeles. So I feel like we're going to learn a lot about where this Lion team is at next week. But, we'll have to see. As for the Cowboys, I mean, their path's pretty clear, right? They need Philadelphia to continue doing what they're doing. And then I feel like they pretty much, I don't want to say they control their own destiny, but
basically right now the Eagles' magic number is 3. If they win
it's
3
still
of their
3,
next
dude.
4.
No, now it's 2, I believe. I believe it's 2
No, it's
now.
still 3.
How? Because I heard that their magic number goes down with the Cowboys loss, which they did. Oh, maybe that was
after. It became 3 after Thursday night. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's still 3.
The magic number being 3 would mean the number goes down if the Eagles win by 1, or if the Cowboys lose, it goes down by 1. So
yeah,
Cowboys need to keep winning. They got some games coming up. 4 more games left in the regular season. But yeah,
and their schedule's low key not horrible. Like I think they got the Vikings this week.
Neither
Chargers.
is Philadelphia's, but
they got Vikings, Chargers, at Commanders and at Giants. So
I mean that's
a very winnable schedule.
It's a very winnable schedule.
So.
Let's move on to Sunday here. I'll get this one out of the way because I feel like this is the most it's the best example of the NFL officials leaving their mark on a football game, and that is in Baltimore. The Steelers take this one 27-22. Now, it sucks that the officials left their mark all over this game because, I mean, the Steelers did kind of play well, right? I mean, Rodgers did at least. Pittsburgh couldn't really run the ball to save their lives. But Metcalf was uncoverable. He had 7 catches for 48 yards. Every time he had his hands on the ball, I felt like there was like a 20 or 30-yard play. You had Rodgers out there catching footballs, preventing interceptions, going up there with a broken hand.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
Go for it, yeah.
Jerry Rice has the most receiving yards over the age of 40 in the NFL, even more than all players combined, including Jerry Rice.
Wait, say that again?
Jerry Rice by himself has more yards in his 40s than every other player combined, including Jerry Rice.
So I don't know what you're. I see what you're saying.
Because like Aaron Rodgers got minus.
Because everybody else over the age of 40 has negative yards.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Finally, I couldn't English there.
Finally got it. Big math, big brain. That was a big brain stat. Big brain stat.
Yeah, it was a big brain stat. Now you might be asking yourself, how exactly did Baltimore get screwed out of this one? Well, let me take you to the action. We've got an unnecessary roughness call against Travis Jones. This is one of those leverage calls, Kyle, where you shoot the center. Now, the thing is, Jones was lined up legally, number 1. Number 2, did not leverage the center, the unprotected player. That's why it's an unnecessary roughness penalty, if you're wondering. So he did not put his hands. Now, why did they call it? He shot the gap between the guard and the center on the field goal. And they said, oh, that's unnecessary roughness. Can't do that. Nowhere in the rule book does it say that you can't do that. And then after the game, they asked the referee, and they're like, hey, in the rules, it doesn't say this is a penalty. Doubled down on it after the game in the post-game interview.
Gotta respect that. Gotta respect doubling down on your mistake.
I would be if you weren't a zebra.
Move. Such a power move to do that, especially when you have authority.
Now, if he wasn't a
Chicks
zebra,
dig it.
If he wasn't a zebra, I'd probably agree with you, but he's a zebra. So that happened. The result of that play was a made field goal, but all of a sudden it's a Steelers first down. They get a touchdown out of that drive, so now that's 4 points. They've been spotted. And then in the fourth quarter, which I still do not know how this was overturned. Isaiah Likely comes down with the ball in the end zone. Clear possession, number 1. Takes 2 steps and extends the football in the end zone. Now, the rules, like everyone's like, oh, nobody knows what a catch is, blah, blah, blah. how it's written in the rule book is you need.
See, if the refs ruled my touchdown and Turkey Bowl touchdown, that's a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's the best analogy, but
it's a good analogy right there.
Keep it there. So you need for a catch, you need 3 things. You need control of the ball, you need 2 feet inbounds, and you need what's called a football move or
2 feet or body part.
2 feet or a body part, whatever. In this case, 2 feet. And you need what's called a football move. I think it's called common to the game or something like that.
Common to the game, yeah.
Yeah, common to the game.
Little jerk or
now in the rule book,
motion.
They explicitly give examples of what would be a football move or common to the game. One of these rules is, or one of these examples rather, is extending the football forward, which likely clearly did. And so this again was asked to the officials after the game, and they said, "Oh, but what we were looking for was a 3rd step." And yes, likely did not complete that 3rd step before the ball was knocked out.
Did you see his comment after the game? He's like, "I guess I have to have 3 legs."
Yeah, I don't understand. And like, they were asking Harbaugh, and he was like, the explanation was, clear as mud, And what's funny is the league actually gave Harbaugh permission to say that they got the Travis Jones call wrong, the leverage call, but they did not say anything. They doubled down on the wrong call, which
double down again.
Yeah, the NFL
so they doubled down on the one, and then they admitted their mistake, that's a pussy move. If you're doubling down on a mistake, you can't ever admit your mistake.
I just.
But then they double down on another mistake, so I guess they're arguing that cancels out.
They're all over the place, Kyle. They're all over the place.
This is very honestly the biggest thing with me. Obviously, like you get the calls wrong and stuff, but like I think. They have with how much gambling is now part of. I think I've said this multiple times. With how much gambling is now involved with the sport, and I mean, I think they need to start paying the officials better. Use the money you're getting from DraftKings. Yeah. Actually, I mean, I could go on a whole rant about this. When we were watching the game last night, they play like a gambling anonymous ad, like being like, "Oh, make sure you gamble responsibly. Call 100 anonymous." Guess what were the next 3 following ads?
FanDuel and DK.
No, it was like BetPoints, DraftKings, and
FanDuel.
It was 3 straight gambling.
It's like, all right, now that we've done our legal requirement to tell you gambling's bad, here's how great gambling is.
Like, gamble responsibly. Bet now to get $100 free.
Yeah. Then I have Aaron Paul shoving BetMGM in my face. Like, all right, dude. Yep. Relax.
The advertising game ridiculous. It needs to stop. They need to get some kind of regulation on
it. The government needs to step in or something. I'm not a big government guy per se, but do something because it's getting out of hand.
Do something, man. It's getting crazy.
But I think to your point, right? The conversation is just guys like you and I are being more like we're scrutinizing every single call more because our dollars are being bet on the games, and it's not just you and like there are people that bet 10 times, 20 times, 30 times the amount that you and I do, right? So, and I mean, that we're not always on the winning side,
No, we really have.
Example A,
pretty bad
this year.
Pretty bad year.
But that being said, I just don't think there's any excuse. And why are we defending what is clearly a wrong call? I don't get it. They're just making it up at this point. So. I feel bad for Baltimore. I feel bad for Pittsburgh too because they're just kind of put in a position where it's like, hey, we won the game. It's not really our fault. But I mean, that's 10 points. That should have been that's a 10-point swing. 10-point swing. So Pittsburgh, they go to 7-6. Baltimore falls to 6-7. Kyle, these guys play each other one more time.
6-7.
These guys play each other one more time in week 18.
I know, but like if you look at the playoff odds, like Baltimore just crashed.
Yeah, well,
Steelers control their destiny now.
Steelers control their destiny, which I mean they've been very inconsistent, so I don't know how much that says. Baltimore, I mean, look, they're looking to win out, so I hope the week 18 game matters, and if I had to put money on it, I would say that it does. It is going to matter. So.
Yep.
I'll move on really quick. We'll touch briefly on the Seahawks who win 37-9 in Atlanta. Can't believe I almost thought about picking Atlanta in this game. Thank God I didn't.
Yeah, that would have been pretty bad.
That would have been on my 10 worst picks of the year. You betcha. It was another slow start by Seattle. but they did outscore Atlanta 31-3 in the second half. Rashid Shaheed, first touchdown as a Seahawk, 100-yard kickoff return to start the third quarter. The one thing I will note about Seattle is that they're only averaging 3.4 yards per play in the last 2 weeks compared to the 6.5 yards per play through week 11. So I don't know if it's just yips coming out. We're starting to see a little bit more of those ghosts that Sam Darnold was seeing back in the day, but noteworthy. It is noteworthy, especially with I know that there's a Seahawks-Rams game on the horizon too, which could be interesting.
Big game. Big game.
Not next week, but I think in a couple weeks. Kyle, why don't you take us to Cleveland? We got to talk about
Cleveland. This was a game, very exciting game. All week, everybody that I hear, all the KB grapevines, like the under in this game is the smash. The Titans have no chance.
No.
Browns are going to smash them. Everyone's like, oh, make your Browns a survivor pick. But I had little inkling in my gut that this game was actually going to be the over, and I thought the Titans had a chance. And I'm pissed I didn't freaking bet it. I didn't pick it. At the last second, I stuck with the Browns, and I watched this game, and Tony Pollard, my fantasy dynasty little boy that just sits on my bench, scoring me 5 points on my bench every week, goes off on a game that I needed points and I lost.
Oof.
But I almost tried trading him to someone that I wanted to win because he had my opponents. His opponent had my first round pick, and that game was basically a playoff game. So I wanted him to win. So I tried trading him Tony Pollard, and he didn't want him. Then I ended up trading him DeAndre Swift. But if he had taken Pollard, he would have won. So I'm very upset.
You'd be like, you fool. You should have accepted my offer.
You fool. Should have, instead, you gave me a second for Swift. Like, what the hell? But no, actually, low-key, really exciting game.
Didn't think we'd talk about this one, but it was.
Did not expect it either. I mean, 60 points, basically doubled the over-under line. I think it was like 30.
Yeah, it was
31
low.
or 32
it
and
was
a half.
So bad.
The Browns, like it was a snow game. There was a little bit of snow in this game, so definitely bad weather went into it. I know Myles Garrett, he got a sack. He's inching closer to breaking the record.
I want to see it.
Shador had a great game. Shador, first 300-yard game of his career. First before Drake May. I know we have the Drake May glaze. He did something Drake May's never done.
It's the Shador Sanders glaze.
It's the Shador Sanders glaze for this week.
Quick
don't
note
worry,
on
Drake
him.
May fans. We do have some glaze coming up later, but anyway, and then I also love how like Shador has a great game, and then the last play of the game to like win the game, the 2-point conversion. He's not even on the field.
Oh my god, dude! I mean, did you see this play? Like what?
It sucked because if it was executed correctly by Quinshon Judkins, who was like, "Should I?"
There was just massive
if he actually
confusion.
pitched it, it was a walk-in touch. It was a walk-in.
Yeah, so like it kind of worked, but the thing is, it's like so. I understand that your season's basically over, just given what these teams' records are, but like, why did you go for it for 2, like down 8, like to begin with, right? Because like then you're just going for the win, which is like, all right, you're like 3-10, that's totally fine. They cut it to 31-23, and then instead of kicking the extra point, they decided to go for 2. Then like, right? I didn't.
Well, yeah, no, like that's technically like if you're down like 14, like technically analytics say that like if you're trying to win, you might as well go for 2 for your first touchdown because then
it doesn't matter.
You could potentially win on the extra point on the next touchdown, or else you have to just go for 2 again.
Yeah,
that's actually a big brain analytic move by Kevin Stefanski. I agree with that, but like honestly, when you're not really trying to win.
Yeah, I know.
What's the point of doing that?
I don't think so.
Also, big implications to the draft order. The New York Football Giants now own the #1 overall pick in the 2026 NFL draft.
Wow. You know what, Kyle? They could get a franchise quarterback with that pick.
They already have one.
I know.
You can trade back.
I know.
Get the guy from Indiana. Indiana football. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah,
have you seen that?
Mendoza.
I want Indiana.
I was shocked that they beat Ohio State.
That was crazy.
That was I was like, there's no way that they're going to win this game.
Did you see the Ohio State kicker during warmups?
No, I did not.
He like was practicing kicking on like the side of the field, and he hit the upright from like the sideline.
Okay.
So it was like pretty impressive. You know, he did that. He's like, it's so easy. 27-yard field goal? Nah, no, I can't do that. Donkey.
Sheet. Shador Sanders, quick note on him. He's the first Browns quarterback this year to throw for 300-plus yards in a game. First Browns quarterback since 1950 to throw for 300-plus yards in a game, throw 3+ touchdowns in a game, and record a rushing touchdown. all in the same game since 1950.
So,
Shedeur Sanders.
Maybe the Shedeur Sanders conspiracy theories were right, that like everyone just hates him because like he clearly is better
so I guess
Dillon Gabriel.
Begs the question, was everybody wrong? I mean, the thing for me is like, all right, so you had Joe Flacco, right? And then that didn't work out. And then like at that point you should have immediately gone to Shedeur Sanders. Because there's no way you're telling me, right, that they rode with Dillon Gabriel as long as they did.
Well, according to Dillon Gabriel's fiance, the team wants Gabriel.
Oh, that's completely and unequivocally false. We know that.
Yeah.
But like that kind of makes you scratch your head at Stefanski a little bit, right? Like, what did he see? Because I mean,
yeah, but and also apparently there's Deshaun Watson is back at practice.
That guy just needs to go away. Can he just go away?
He needs this. This is
he really going to be the Browns quarterback?
This is a big women respecting podcast, and we do not tolerate women disrespecters.
I don't use the word hate very lightly. I hate him. I don't like.
Yeah, he sucks.
I strongly dislike Deshaun.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad dude, bro.
Also, shout out that touchdown that Harold Fanning got. That was when he like ran up to the camera. He's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
That was really cool. I like that a lot.
I liked Fanning. Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit more about this game, but again, it doesn't really matter. I'm sorry, Browns.
Doesn't really matter much, but it was an exciting game. If you didn't watch it for whatever reason, watch the highlights. Very exciting game.
What did matter for us, Kyle, was the Jets game, and the Jets fell flat on their ass.
Like why?
And it sucks.
The Jets were like 5-0 against the spread the last like 5 weeks.
Dude, it sucks
and
because
then I was
your
like,
logic.
You know what? I trust the Jets, and then they were terrible.
Your logic made perfect sense. I mean, you flash back to last week when we were speaking. I was
it was immovable object versus like it was the
movable object.
I don't think I said this last week, but yeah, like Tua sucks in the cold. Tua had never won a game where the temperature was below 40 degrees.
All of a sudden, Jesus Christ. Well, I guess
also I didn't realize when I picked the Jets that the Jets have never beaten Tua.
You didn't need him to beat him. You just needed them to cover.
Tua's like 8 now Tua's 8-0 against the Jets. I should have known.
I picked the Jets in this game. I regret it. I regret it a lot.
I mean, how are we supposed to know Tyrod Taylor was gonna die, and then they were gonna have to put in a Madden generated player, Brady Cook.
Brady Cook. Hey, your last name is his first name, so
that's kind of crazy. Who would have thought?
What does that tell you? I don't know.
Man.
I'm asking. I'm asking because I'm very upset that the Jets lost this game.
Dude, Dolphins on a roll though. Now Dolphins 6-7.
Dude, Dolphins are 6-7. They are vying for a playoff spot. Isn't that wild?
They're not gonna make the playoffs. Their playoff chances is still like 1%.
Probably
Basically,
not.
the only way the Dolphins make the playoffs is I did the math on this. They have to win out. I think the Chiefs have to lose one of their next 4. The Ravens need to lose one of their next 4. I think the Steelers need to lose out, and then the Colts need to lose out, and then they'll make the playoffs.
Well, the Colts could definitely lose out.
Yeah, but I think the Chargers also need to lose out.
That's probably not going to happen.
So it's not happening. Like a bunch of stuff need to happen, and I don't. It's not happening.
This game was 21-0 in. Actually, well, it was 21-7 at the end of the first quarter. The Jets got a punt return. Isaiah.
Yeah, it was pretty electric.
That was electric. Did you happen to see that?
Probably a shot after that.
Did you happen to see that Achane run in the first quarter on the opening drive?
Yeah, I did. Achane's really good.
3 people couldn't take him down.
Dude like bruised his ribs, and he's like still had like 17 points in fantasy.
Made a glass bones and paper skin, unfortunately, but.
Dude, he's so good though. Oh my god, he's literally their entire offense.
How about the Jets getting screwed at the end of the second quarter with Tua turn the ball over lateraling, and then they said no lateral, and I'm like, this is a clear lateral.
That's just clearly against the Tua turn the ball over, turnover of the week award, which we'll get to later. But
punches air. That was audibly punching air, dude.
The worst part about that award was like all Sunday I was like, there really wasn't one. Like, I guess maybe I'll give it to Caleb.
The football gods are like,
hopefully maybe Monday night Justin Herbert will do something.
The football gods are like,
little did I know.
Just wait, Kyle. It's coming. Yeah, but that definitely affected our chances of hitting the Tease, I thought, because it was gonna be 24-14 going into the half. And I was like,
as soon as Brady Cook came in, I was like, well, the Tease is dead. That sucks.
He was not good. Yeah, it was his final stats. 14 for 30, 163 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, it's not great. You can't win.
It's not. You got a lot of that. You got a lot of that in garbage time too.
In garbage time.
Speaking of garbage,
Tyler Taylor 1 for 4 and a pick before.
Yeah, I know. Boy. That was tough. That's
pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Speaking of pretty bad, Kyle, the Buccaneers. Holy smokes. The decline is real.
Dude, Baker's playing hurt. This is literally what happened with Cleveland. Like when the doctors need to tell him stop playing. Like get himself healed for the playoffs. And now they're in a position where they need to win. They're tied with the Panthers.
Yeah.
And they have 2 games against the Panthers.
Bro, the decline is so and it's crazy to me because like through like the first 5 to 6 weeks, Baker was like the front runner for MVP. You remember this? We were just like,
Baker was playing phenomenal ball, but now like he's hurt. He's clearly hurt. He's making bad throws, and Buka's kind of falling off a cliff.
Bro,
He's had some bad drops in this game.
I have him in fantasy.
It's just like I think, but also like Tyler Shaw though. Tyler Shaw.
Yeah, I mean,
did you see that run he had?
Dude, I was just gonna say, not even throwing it, running the ball.
Dog.
Like, oh my god. Like he's actually kind of balling out there. I
love Tyler Shaw.
Yeah, I'm buying it at least a little bit right now. I mean, with the town around the team.
Tyler Shaw to talk. As I said before, this was a game I wish I put in the tease because like I was like looking at stats and stuff like the Saints like divisional coming off like a loss or whatever. They're like right now really good against the spread, and like the Bucs low-key haven't been playing well. And I was just like, divisional game, 8.5 points is a lot of points, especially with the Bucs team not playing well and bad weather. I don't know if you like watching this game, like the rain was terrible.
God, it was
it was horrible. But I was like, you know what? I like that a lot. And obviously they won the game, which was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is too, it's like, where my notes go? Oh my god, I was just staring at it. The NFC South, like you said, they're tied with the Panthers now.
Yeah, they're tied with the Panthers now. They got 2 games left. Basically, the NFC South is a 2-game series.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So the Bucs are 7-6 currently. They've got Atlanta, Carolina twice, and then Miami left. And Miami's not out of it just yet. Atlanta's cooked, but yeah, like you said, this is basically a 2-game playoff series right now between Tampa Bay and Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I think Tampa Bay has the tiebreaker because of common games. They're 5-4 versus Carolina's 4-5.
Well, I know that Tampa Bay is still in first somehow, so they have the division lead.
That's what I said. It's the common opponent tiebreaker. That's why they're still in first.
Oh, so same conference record, same divisional record, and then common opponents is the third tiebreaker.
Yeah, common opponents.
I was talking about this with my coworker earlier. We were trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it's common opponents.
But dude, I mean, look at the Bucs. So they're 2-5 in their last 7 games, and the 2 wins are against the Saints, who they kind of barely scraped by the first time, and then the Cardinals, who they only beat by 3. These 2 teams are combined 6-20.
Yeah, no, they're really in a downswing.
They are,
right now. But I mean, Mike Evans is coming back. That's big.
Oh, he is.
I think they honestly I think you sit. Well, this week they play Carolina, so you can't sit Baker.
No, you have to. You have to play him. And like, you know, one more thing on this real quick too is like, yeah, it's kind of bad injury luck, but like with this roster, I feel like they are kind of underperforming, right? Like I don't know if it's partially.
No, I agree. I think they were hot at the beginning of the year. People were talking them like getting the 1 seed potentially, and then they've just like fallen apart.
Yeah, it stinks. And like the injury luck too. I mean, you had Ben Bredesen get hurt. Son Reddick got hurt. They both left and did not return. So. Got to get healthy. Got to figure it out. Got to do some soul finding in Tampa Bay. Kyle, talk to me about your Jaguars, man, because
let's go Jags!
Holy crap!
Told you boys, never a doubt. Never a doubt.
So
Jags
impressed.
win the AFC South.
I'm so
never
impressed.
A doubt.
Well, they've got Jags. 1 team
Jags
on their
defense,
heels, so
great. But they I think they have the tiebreaker potentially.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
If they didn't lose that collapse against Houston, they'd be running away with the division.
Yeah.
Liam Cohen, Coach of the Year candidate. I don't think he's gonna win just because the Jags aren't as like public, like nationally medialized as like the Bears or the Patriots.
Yeah.
But I think he's in the conversation, as I said in the preseason shows. Trevor Lawrence actually had a pretty good game, 17 for 30, 2 touchdowns. He also had 4 for 16 on the ground. ETN had a great game on the ground,
baby.
2 touchdowns running. Jacoby Myers looks like a great trade.
Holy
He had a touchdown
crap.
in this one.
Ever since they got
Tim Patrick
Jacoby,
had a touchdown.
Dude, ever since
Brian Thomas had a great catch.
Finally!
Yeah, the Jags
Finally,
are
BT,
rolling,
man.
baby.
But
yeah, Colts are free falling. Like I also said, like they Daniel Jones unfortunately tore his Achilles. They're now signing grandpas off the street. Jonathan Taylor, Loki hasn't been that productive, but I think that's also just because teams are focusing in on him.
Correct.
But overall, though, impressive win by the Jaguars. Fun fact: the Colts. Last time the Colts won in Jacksonville, the Rams were still in St. Louis. It's been over 15 years.
Holy smokes!
Since the Jacksonville Jaguars have lost to the Indianapolis Colts
stat of the week
in Jacksonville.
Stat of the week, maybe.
Stat of the week up there with the Jerry Rice stat.
Actually, I have one that I have written down that I have.
Oh, you have another stat?
No, it's later. It's later though. We'll get to it.
Oh, it's later.
Hey, what are you doing? Hold on, give me a second.
Oh, so yeah, Jacksonville boys. I told you guys. I hope you guys bet them. I hope you bet their futures. Go to Jags.
Freaking cats climbing on the countertop.
What a crazy cat. That's why dogs would never do that. They can't climb.
No, they can't. Jaguars, winners of 4 of their last 4 in a row, 5 of their last 6. Sole possession.
97% chance to make the playoffs.
Sole possession of first place in the AFC South. Kyle, they are quietly averaging 30.3 points per game since their bye in Week 8. They are top 10 in points per game on offense, top 10 in points per game on defense. They've got the Jets, the Broncos, the Colts, and the Titans left to play. They're 9-4.
Big game against the Broncos, low key.
It is a huge game. So, I mean, but riddle me this: how do they not win 12 games? Right? I mean, I think that Broncos game.
No, I think they are. I think the Jags are good. Jags
12
are good.
and 5, good. Like what?
12 and 5 Jags. I told you. I had this. I if you recall, I think something. I had Jaguars as the 1 seed going into the season, and then for some reason I switched it. I don't remember exactly why, but there was some injury or something, and I changed it.
You had said 13-4 or 12-5. I think you said 13-4.
I did say that. Look at I have pictures.
You have, yeah.
Let me look for my pictures. I have receipts. I have receipts.
If you're wondering who came in for Daniel Jones, by the way, it was the rookie quarterback from Notre Dame, Riley Leonard.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Oh, you could imagine how John was feeling.
Babies.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I apologize to John, but baby move.
Well, you can talk because your team's gone.
How dare they? How dare they not do the popcorn, the Pop-Tart Bowl? How dare they?
Oh, you're referring to their.
I had the Jaguars.
Refusal.
My final prediction: 11-6.
11-6. So yeah, you were right in the ballpark.
I was right in the ballpark. I had them as the 1 seed, but I think I changed it because I had the Bills as the 1 seed.
One last thing on
my
this
final prediction
on this Colts team is I think there's a very real chance they could miss the playoffs. There's a very, very real chance.
I think they are going to miss the playoffs. Have you seen what their playoff chances are now?
It's I think it's less than 50% now, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think it's almost in the 30s.
It's like 39 or something, or high 30s, low 40s.
I'm looking at it right now. Let me.
Which sucks.
Right, I mean, right now they're not in the playoffs. They fell out of the playoff picture.
Oh my
not good.
God, dude. What are we doing, Indianapolis?
Right now they dropped to 32%.
I feel bad. I feel really bad.
They got a big game this week, though. I forgot exactly who they play, but big game though.
Well, we'll get to it.
They jump up to 58% chance.
We'll get to it at the end.
I think they play the Niners.
I don't know if
or that might be next week.
Maybe. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I guess we'll just touch briefly on this Minnesota game where this is just not a good look for the Commanders.
9?
Not a good look for me either. No, it was actually 31-0. But thanks for playing. But 9 was hyped after throwing for 3 touchdowns. Completed 16 of his 23 passes.
They played Seattle.
Turn the ball over.
13.5.
Oh, that's who it is. Yeah, Seattle.
Right.
What's the spread?
13.5.
That's what I would have said it would have been before the year started, but not now.
Yeah, not now. Actually, I don't even know. But we were both pretty low on Seattle going into the year. We didn't.
I was mixed. Yeah, I had a mixed bag on them. But
anyway, let's talk about the Vikings.
Yeah, just real quick. I picked the Commanders.
I did too.
I don't like picking teams that make it to the Donut Club. It's not fun.
Not fun.
Minnesota.
Do you think Dan Quinn gets fired?
See, so I have some very questionable.
Or do you think this is just season from hell?
I don't know, because dude,
excuse?
You go toe to toe with Denver last week, right? In a game that really, again, doesn't matter for your team. You're pretty much eliminated by this point.
Well, now they're eliminated. This game
now they're officially eliminated
from the playoffs.
Yeah, so like you were virtually eliminated. Now you're really eliminated. But like I know they've been riddled with injuries. I know that there's a ton of injuries. The injury bug's been really bad for Washington. But you got to question the effort level a little bit. Like you watch this game, it just is like it's bad across the board. Like there's no pass rush. You got guys jogging out there. I feel like the tackling is terrible. The tackling was absolutely atrocious in this game. And you really allow a guy in JJ McCarthy who's been torn apart by every freaking team he's played. McCarthy has not played a game this year where he hasn't turned the ball over until last week. So I feel like that says a lot. Yeah, I just feel like there's no excuse for letting up 31 points to this Vikings team. So do I think he gets fired? I don't think so, just because,
I don't think so either, but I think it's on. It entered the chat.
It's definitely not off the
definitely
table.
Entered the chat.
Correct. Minnesota became last. No, I have on this is the Minnesota Vikings became the first team since 1992 to be shut out in 1 week and then shut out their opponent in the next week.
Those were also like when like games were like won by like 3-7 or like 2-2.
Yeah,
2-0, 4-0.
Right.
The right football was meant to be.
Yeah,
played.
right. Yeah, with no forward passing and only
no
runs.
Forward pass.
Correct. There was a lot of forward passing in this next game, and that's the Bengals and Bills game. Which is automatically
game of the year potential.
That's the first thing I had written down. Automatically in consideration for one of my top 10 games this season. Definitely a game of the year.
Dude, I think we should do. I meant to. I guess I say it on there. I think we should do our last week because like a lot of the week 18 games don't really matter. I think we should do an award show. Give out some awards for the season.
Well, I think we should do that the week before the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's actually better. That's when they actually do the awards.
Yeah, and that's kind of a buffer week.
Good call, anyway. Matt.
That's what we did last year, dude.
Big brain. You're right. We did do that last year.
That's when my season recap goes up. That's when all of our stuff goes up all the time. We'll do it then. But yes, noted on that.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a playoff game for sure, though. You can tell just kind of if you look at the play-by-play, you can kind of tell. Buffalo was 3 for 4 on fourth down. The play calling was very aggressive. They had 2 touchdowns on those fourth downs, by the way. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow combined for 8 total touchdowns. It's got to be a privilege to watch Josh Allen play in the snow and do his thing. And it was kind of a privilege to watch Joe Burrow up until he threw that pick 6 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Which was just it was 28-25 Cincinnati, under 6 to go in the game at the time. Per Next Gen Stats, Kyle, this is actually one of the 2 stats I had written down. Per Next Gen Stats, this play single-handedly changed Buffalo's chances of winning the game from 16.2% to 77%, the largest such swing outside of the final 2 minutes of a game in the Next Gen Stats era. So,
yeah, I'm looking at the win probability chart. Oh my lord! It's like it goes,
yeah, falls off a cliff for Cincinnati there.
Yeah.
So Benford gets the pick 6. He had a great game, by the way. He held Jamar Chase to just 5 catches for 44 yards. Which, I mean, Cincinnati put up 34 points, so you're telling me that's all Jamar Chase did? The guy locked them down.
Yeah.
This was a
Shout out to the concussion officials for basically having T. Higgins play with concussion for most of the game.
That guy was not all there. Yeah,
he entered the concussion protocol. Did you see, like, later in the night, they were like, he's in concussion protocol.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's about...
Great.
About 2 hours.
Right there.
2 hours too late as to when it probably should have happened. I'm sure the Bengals will be fine for that for some reason, but not the officials or anyone else. NFL.
Well, it's the independent neurologist. He probably has a DraftKings account. He did T. Higgins overs.
Dude, it goes deep, Kyle. It goes deep. It must go deep. That's what I think.
It's bad. It needs to stop. I love it though.
This was a crucial win for the Bills. There are 4 AFC teams with A+ wins that are not leading their division. The Bills being one of those teams. So
that's crazy.
It is very. I mean, but like after that, there's like just such a considerable drop off. it goes from like 8 wins to like 6 wins, and there's like only the Chiefs. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's basically like 8-5 Colts sitting on the 8th seed, and then it's the 6-7 teams.
Yeah.
Baltimore, Kansas City, and Miami.
Yeah, man. This effectively eliminates the Bengals from playoff contention. So sorry, Cincinnati.
Not officially. They're still in there.
Virtually. It's a virtual elimination. They need
4-9. Not great.
They need quite a lot to go their way. I mean, dude, I think the only way they can get it is by winning the division.
I think right now it is by winning the division, most likely, just based on 4-9.
Yeah.
They can't get in.
They can't.
I guess unless the Texans like lose it all, they could potentially, but
maybe. But
yeah, there are ways to win the division, which like can't happen because the Steelers are going to be at least 9-8. So yeah, it's over.
Yeah, so like the Steelers get to 9-8, and then what do? You're screwed.
You can't win. It's over.
It's Jover.
So Jover.
Yeah, I mean, what do we think of the Bills? Overall, I mean, this was again. I feel like this is more of a Josh Allen thing, right? Like you watch.
This is a big vibes win for Buffalo.
Yeah.
I'm the nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
Dude, I'm still out on them. I'm
sold on Bills.
I'm not sold on Buffalo, dude. It's just Josh
They got
Allen.
vibes. This big game against New England. The big game against New England.
They ain't winning that game.
New England wins this game. New England, I think, clinches the AFC East.
I'm taking New England.
Huge game. I think they win.
You think Buffalo wins?
I think Buffalo wins.
Where's the game? I'm taking New England. Doesn't matter.
In New England.
Doesn't matter. Taking New England.
I think Buffalo's got it.
We'll see. I'll tell you who doesn't have it is the Las Vegas Raiders, who, again, we will be seeing live in person next week.
Did we finish Did we see Seattle Falcons at all?
Yeah, dude.
We did talk about that.
Talked about that for 2 seconds.
Game.
2 seconds. We don't need to. Yeah, garbage.
Garbage game.
Garbage game was also the Raiders and Broncos game. Denver takes this one 24-17. It's so bad for the Raiders that Dave Portnoy is now calling for the murder of head coach Pete Carroll.
Dude, that was the right call. Like
murdering him
again, the gambling thing.
Oh, thought you meant the right call.
I thought it was the right call. Delay game. Granted, like it's the end of the game. Like who cares?
Well,
but, like,
so
the officials doing their job.
I was on Dave Portnoy's side.
I may or may not have had Raiders spread, so I think it was the right call.
I was on Dave Portnoy's side until I realized that field goal cut it to a 1-possession game, and then I'm like, well.
Because hypothetically, there could have been a second on the clock, and then you could have got the onside right away with no time off, and then thrown a Hail Mary.
Yeah,
it was the right call. Objectively, it was the right call. Dave Portnoy's stupid.
Yeah, Dave Portnoy out on you. That was the right call.
Bad luck.
Yeah, it's not just to cover the spread, which I believe the Raiders.
That's a gambling addict take.
Yeah, I would say so.
And I don't have that take. I own my losses. I own that the KBTs is complete ass.
Hey, we take accountability for our mistakes here.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. I still think the Denver Broncos offense is fraudulent. The offense put up 17 points in this game. They had a punt return.
I think they only had 6 drives, which is kind of crazy.
They had, dude, it was like
long ass drives.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3,
I really
4, 5, 6, 7 drives.
They said something like it was like they had like an 18-play drive. I'm pretty sure at one point.
And a 14-play drive,
a
9-play drive resulted in a punt. 10-play drive, 10.5, just like 1 play. 14-play drive, 19-play drive.
That was the one. The 19-play drive for a field goal.
Took over 10 minutes off the clock.
I could not imagine paying money to see these two teams play. It must have been like pulling teeth out, dude. It must have been god awful.
Where did they end up kicking the field goal?
Yeah, what was it? It was a
23-yard field goal.
10-minute, 19-play drive to begin the fourth quarter. And then in the third quarter, they had a 14-play, 9-minute drive. That was a touchdown drive. And then
they only had 3 drives in the second half.
The first drive of the game was a 9-minute.
They basically only had 6 drives because their 7th drive was at the end of the half. It was a kneel down.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, which is just crazy. So this game was also over relatively quickly. Thank God.
That was a pretty lame game. Boo.
The other lame game from the 4 o'clock window was the Rams and Cardinals. The Rams, well, they rammed.
Dude, it was low-key kind of close at the start. I thought Jacoby.
What, because they
He was
scored
swinging
first?
it a little bit.
They scored first.
And then they were bad.
The Cardinals did, in fact, score first. This was a 7-0 football game in favor of the Arizona Cardinals. Then the Rams proceeded to have over 500 yards of total offense. They completely dominated. Blake Corum scored twice. Kyron Williams scored. Stafford was great again. I don't know if you saw this, Kyle. The Cardinals had officially announced what we already knew, which was that Kyler Murray is officially done for the rest of the regular season. Which it sounds like they're just going to move off of him and Jonathan Gannon in the offseason, which I think we both have agreed that's probably what they're going to try and do. I don't really have anything else on this game. Michael Wilson had a really good game. Snag him if you can in your fantasy leagues. But, yeah, the Rams are just an unstoppable force right now, and they're the cream of the crop in the NFC.
Yeah, they're cream of the crop in the NFL, to be honest.
There's a new number 1 in town, though, Kyle, in the NFC North. Take us to Green Bay.
Green Bay, what a game. I mean, this was a game that I thought it was going to be a close game. I know there was a tough spread. I think the Packers still ended up covering.
They
6.5.
did. So
but like the Bears, I thought they Bears look good. Like I'm liking the Bears a lot. I think that they could win. Like obviously it was an away game, but like historically that's not a game they win. I think the Bears since like 2010 or something, they're like 30-6 against the Packers, or since 2000. I don't know what the stat is.
Bad. I believe you.
It's bad. It's really bad. But no, they were competitive in this game. I think Caleb in the second half had some incredible throws.
Yeah.
He did have a really bad one at the end of the game.
Yeah, I did.
He did have some really good throws. I think that the Bears showed a lot. Packers, though, Jordan Love, it's officially Toyotathon. He had a pretty great game. 3 touchdowns, 234 yards. He did have a pick. And then I don't think he did anything on the ground. I think he just had a kneel down. Josh Jacobs really good. He did that tough touchdown run at the end of the game lead, the 28-21. But I think overall though, like the you got to be encouraged if you're a Chicago fan, especially with the way Caleb played.
Yeah.
For most of the game.
I think the Bears know what makes him, and Ben Johnson specifically knows what makes that Bears team successful, and particularly Caleb Williams, is you got to get him outside the pocket, right? It's kind of like a Jalen Hurts situation where
he's been really good, like rolling it when he does his rollout to the right.
You can't keep him in the pocket. Yeah, and that's one of the things that that dumbass, what was his name, Matt Eberflus tried to do last year, was keep him constantly in the pocket, and then he'd be like, ugh. You need Caleb outside the pocket. Dude, his throw on the run is his ability to throw on the run is insane.
I think it was the one throw he had to
Zacchaeus.
Tight end is on the sideline. Or the Zacchaeus throw, that was also really good. Oh my god.
That was a dot and a great catch by Zacchaeus too.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Kyle, I was kind of impressed by Jordan Love again. Silence the haters.
I was actually. I know we've been kind of crapping on Jordan Love, but I kind of was impressed. It's Toyotathon. We forgot. It's Toyotathon.
Correct, yeah. Well, I mean, look, the thing is, it's like when Green Bay runs the ball, like Jordan Love can be elite, right? Like when they don't make the game focused around Jordan Love, it's easier for him.
Yeah.
I was impressed by.
I think Christian Watson being back is.
Oh my god,
nice.
dude!
He's been playing phenomenal. He had 2
phenomenal.
touchdowns in this game, 89 yards, but I think he's really good.
Yeah.
And Jaden Reed also returned in this game. I think also Matthew Golden did too, but he kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean that's just.
But
I feel like
Christian Watson I think is a big impact. You can tell he's been quietly having a really good season so far since coming back from injury. I know I traded for him in Dynasty. I kind of got him as like a throw-in for when I traded away to Marion Hampton to try to get some pieces in a first-round pick and then have one.
2 leagues, Kyle.
He's been pretty good though. Solid.
Both playoff teams, I have him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed by some of the downfield throws Love was making. I thought he handled the blitz very well. There were a lot of questions about this Green Bay team after the loss to the Eagles and the close win against the Giants, but they are now winners of their 4 straight, and this is definitely the most important win they've had all season, as they are now in
definitely
sole
gives them a good
possession of the NFC North.
But they do have to play the Bears again in Chicago.
They do, and
that's gonna be a tough game.
Wait to see that.
That's a very. I think that's 2 weeks from now, because I think that's the Saturday game.
Yeah.
Because there's a Saturday game that I'm going to, Eagles Commanders. What a great game! And then the next game, which is the game I'm gonna want to watch, is gonna be Bears Packers in Chicago.
I did pick Chicago in this game straight up. Because
I also picked Chicago.
Well, because my logic was like Green Bay plays in nothing but close games, and this year Chicago wins all of their close games. So like I thought the logic was pretty good. They only really lost by a touchdown, so I wasn't too far off. But I just feel like I kind of felt like it came down to like the Bears not running the ball as effectively as they wanted to. Micah Parsons was perennial first as he is in the middle of the field. So Chicago, when they run the ball, 2 thumbs up. When they run it okay, 1 thumb up. But I can't wait for that next one.
Dude, also that throw was just terrible at the end of the game.
Yeah, I know.
He threw it late, and then he had the guy if he threw it early, and then he just kind of
it was a duck.
I think he had DJ Moore underneath who kind of gave up. Also, what happened to DJ Moore? Man is MIA.
I know.
Milk carton man.
What the heck?
I thought with Dunze out, he was going to do well, and then he scores 0.1 fantasy. He had 1 catch for -1 yard.
No,
terrible.
People have not been starting DJ Moore in fantasy. They've not been starting him.
Bad.
All right, I think that takes us to Sunday night.
The Sunday night.
Kyle,
the Fall of the King.
Jump in. I know you're. I'm watering at the mouth.
This was a very fun hate watch. Me and my fiance. Big hate watch crew watching this game.
Hate watch. I hate that, dude.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, the Texans are arguably one of the hottest teams in football right now. Their Texans defense is really good.
Do you remember, Kyle, when this team was 0-3? Because I don't.
I don't. Oh my God, they're a different team.
8-5.
I mean, I think obviously defensively, how many what was even Mahomes' stats? Mahomes, 3 interceptions.
You want the stat line?
2 sacks.
Kyle, I've got
it. I believe he fumbled. No, he did not.
Here's the stat line, Kyle. 14 for 33.
Ooh.
160 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 7 rushes for 59 yards. By far his worst career passer rating. I guess one of those interceptions wasn't his fault; it was Kelsey's fault because it was the.
You would have had a better passer rating just chucking it into the ground every time.
Oh, don't say that because that's what they said about Jalen last night.
Yeah, no, it was both.
Jalen
wanted to one up Pat Mahomes one more time.
I know.
He wanted to do it one more time.
I know.
Everyone's waiting for Monday night.
No. We got to talk about this game a little bit more. The Texans, man. Winners of 8 of the last 10. I still think the offense. I mean, what are your thoughts on the Houston offense? Because I
love the Texans because the Texans give me hope for the Eagles because their offense also isn't very good and it's all predicated on the defense.
Yeah, which is I guess that's fine. But
I mean, honestly, the biggest thing with the Chiefs, this game was 10-10. Chiefs go for it for 4th down in their own territory.
I know. I was
30-yard
scratching my head.
When the whole second half, their defense has been shutting them down. Why would you go for that?
There were actually
it's a tie game.
There were 2.
That was terrible.
Yeah, there were 2 critical 4th down stops. But yeah, it was what? They're at their 31, and it was it's a 4th and 1. This is a gimme. Not really, dude.
Yeah, it was a 4th and 1 on your own 31.
What?
With 10 minutes left in the game, tie game. You punt.
Oh, yeah.
You punt that every time.
This game was always, in my opinion, going to be a chess match, and it absolutely was, and the Chiefs just got absolutely dominated, right?
And then, obviously, it results in a touchdown, and then that's the game, basically, at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you hope, right, for the Eagles, I guess, in that sense. I guess for Houston, right, it's kind of I don't know, the OC situation, right? So
I don't want to face Houston in the playoffs. They're
going to be such a tough out.
They're scary.
They're going to be such a tough out.
DeMeco Ryans defense, man.
Oh yeah,
scary.
But
also the Chiefs are dead.
They're done. I believe they're done. This is it. The Chiefs aren't making
I think technically they still have a chance. I think if they beat the Chargers,
the Chiefs are going to miss the playoffs.
Fall out, but now if they beat the Chargers, then I don't know what the tiebreaker is at that point, but I think either way, maybe conference record or division record.
I don't think they have.
So I think unless
there's a miracle.
Team unless the Chargers, the Bills, or Houston collapses and Kansas City runs the table, they're out of the playoffs,
which is
insane.
After going on the cusp of a three-peat to missing the playoffs, regardless of the team status, injuries, whatever, that's unprecedented. Unprecedented.
Yeah. Definitely dealing with injuries though. Their O-line's pretty banged up.
It's true, but like still,
I think Trey Smith was out, but still, like, their O-line's been their big problem. Was their problem last year?
Yeah,
it's just progression to the mean. Like if you remember, the Chiefs won 18 straight one-score games. You just can't.
You can't keep doing.
You can't do that. That's not a sustainable business model.
Yeah, I also think they played the best defense in football. I would give the
Texans.
I would give the slight edge to the Texans over what I think are the clear two best teams, which is the Texans and the Broncos. I'd give the slight edge to Houston. They gave up the least amount of points per game, 16. Least amount of yards per game. They're third best in the league on third down, sixth in sack percentage. They do it all, Kyle.
Texans defense is like a top tier defense.
They're so good
because like their offense really isn't that good. Woody Marks is just kind of a jag, in my opinion. He's low-key been pretty well, but I think he's kind of a jag.
He's all right.
CJ Stroud, low-key, I think did decent in this game. Didn't really pop off on the
the thing is, they hired Nick Caley, who's the OC now, to specifically elevate Stroud's play, and it's not working.
He's still like under 50% completion percentage. Like he can't, like, he was 15 for 31.
The play has not been elevated. There's
Nico Collins really good though. He had a couple critical catches.
Could you imagine they didn't have Nico? They'd be like the Eagles.
Yeah, they'd be
playing like the Eagles. All right, Kyle, you want the stat?
Here we go.
I
don't think anybody wants this.
No, not that stat. We're not gonna move on just yet. I got one more stat for you in this Houston game. So this was a 20-10 victory for the Texans. This is only the second time in the Patrick Mahomes era that the Chiefs have lost at home by 10 or more points.
Wow.
Only the second time. The other one, do you know what game it was?
Was it the Colts?
No. It was the Bills game in 2021, week 5. They lost to Buffalo at home 38-20. So Houston the rest of the way. They got Arizona, Las Vegas, at the Chargers, and then home against Indy. There's a very real chance this Texans
team wins
out.
They went out.
Very real chance they win out.
They could overtake Jacksonville potentially.
Yes.
I'm not sure how the tiebreakers work, but I think Jacksonville's got it. Go Jags.
Well, Houston beat them. I know that in the one game. I don't remember who won the first game, but I know that was the more recent one was the Davis Mills comeback game.
Yeah.
That we watched on the way back from the Eagles game.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Eagles. This might have been the worst game I've watched, like, ever. And I feel like I've been saying that a lot. I've been saying that a lot. Like, a lot of the games from 2023 come to mind. The Cowboys game, obviously, comes to mind. The Chicago game was bad.
This is probably, I'm trying to think, for me, personally, the games that hurt the most to watch. This is up there. I think the Cowboys game this year also was up there. That Seattle game from 2 years ago, from 2023.
Yeah.
That Cardinals game from 2023.
The playoff game.
That ruined my whole New Year's
in
Eve.
Tampa.
That was terrible.
Playoff game in Tampa.
The playoff game like that, it was already over at that point.
It was like going to a funeral.
The Giants game this year.
Oh my god!
Just because I was in attendance.
Well, that one, the Giants beat them fair and square. Like the Giants were just the better team that night. But like,
the Cowboys game in 2019 or 18 when they like the no clear recovery on the kickoff and they ended up losing.
Oh yeah.
On the fumble on the kickoff at the beginning of the game.
This one was a bad one.
This one was really bad.
Bad because the Eagles probably should have won by like 20-something points. And
the defense played lights out. The defense was so good.
I mean, look, let's first give our roses to the Chargers. It was a sloppy game, and they were the less sloppy team. Justin Herbert is one tough son of a bitch for playing with a literally broken hand and the non-throwing hand.
He was getting beaten that game. Did you see? So according to ever since Next Gen Stats existed, that was the third highest pressure rate. I think it was like 62%.
Oh my god!
That he was facing.
Every time he dropped back,
the third highest pressure rate ever.
Every time he dropped back, I felt like he was just like getting
under pressure,
murdered every single time. He was sacked like 8 times in this game. And the Chargers were able to, kind of establish the run a little bit early on. I know that the Fangio made some really good adjustments after the first quarter, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, like give up only one touchdown in I think 13 or 12 drives.
I mean, yeah,
all the praise in the world of Vic Fangio. I feel so bad for this team.
Oh, dude, I feel
because
terrible.
of this off. And honestly, special teams I thought played pretty well too, outside of the missed field goal at the end of the half.
Yeah, really, and that's like that's just Jake pushing it.
Yeah, I mean, Jake, I think that's like, I mean, honestly, it's not one of the biggest problems, but it's definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah,
concern-wise.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's just
he missed a field goal, and I think in each of the last 5 games, I believe.
This Eagles offense is stale, and it's like, so instead of just breaking down every single play, because I would be here for Kyle and I would probably be here for the next hour doing that.
Yeah.
Why do the Eagles suck? So it's no consistency in the play calling, which is where I think this is all stemming from. And it's not really...
One thing I'll say on that real quick. There was a quote I think this week during like game planning by Mike McDaniel, head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, and he was talking about just in general. I think he didn't name a specific team or anything, but
Right.
I like to think he was talking about the Eagles.
Right.
But he was saying that he hates how certain offensive like coordinators and play callers in the league, or like throughout the league, they like feel like they basically just kind of like get a mishmash of plays together with like not realizing like why the plays worked in the first place. Like how like each play kind of sets up, like there's an art to play calling. Like
see where you're going with
sets
this.
up other plays, and it's just kind of a mesh of plays that just like you're just randomly calling with no sense of like why they work.
Yeah.
And that was like, that's the Eagles. I heard that quote and I was like, that he's talking about the Eagles, even though Seattle doesn't even play the Eagles.
Yep. And like the one drive that really sticks out to me was, I guess you could just give your award out now. Which was
so yeah, as I said earlier, the whole week I was like, I'm not really sure who to give it to, and then Jalen Hurts allegedly had 2 turnovers. So he won the award twice.
Allegedly,
crazy.
No, he did. Two turnovers on the same play.
Well, I was saying allegedly that's never happened before, because at least according to
they couldn't find it.
One of the stat tracking things, since 1978, there's no recorded attempt of that this ever happened.
Which is just nuts. Threw an interception. Chargers recover. The ball gets knocked out. Heads up play.
Low-key kind of the story of this game, because I feel like a lot of times that happened where like the Eagles mess up and then they kind of got bailed out by the defense, or bailed out by like a fumble
6
there.
or 7 times.
But then the offense is like, just kidding.
Yeah,
we're gonna fumble again.
Yeah, which is just absolutely crazy. So like, and that drive sticks out to me because that was when, and he like, and you would know this just because you watched all the games. The Eagles don't really run back-to-back plays. Like they don't run the ball on back-to-back plays very often. I think they had 5 or 6 straight runs up until this point, and they were moving the ball.
They low-key were running the ball decent
very
in this
well.
Game, outside of like the when they just were like Saquon up the middle.
Dude, no, it was like dynamic kind of.
But low-key, they were breaking off some runs.
When there
I don't know why. And then the Saquon only had 5 carries in the second half. Like, what the hell? Like, he was going 7 yards a carry. I think he was even without the 55-yard touchdown run, which that was a good play. It's just it's like I said, it's like nonsensical. Like every time they take a step forward, 2 steps back.
It is absolutely
asinine. It's
baffling.
garbanzo beans.
It is baffling how this team operates. So that's number one. There's no consistency in the play calling. There's no flow to the game. And then it's kind of just a domino effect from there. The O-line is banged up, / they're kind of not really playing well this year as well as they were.
Yeah, I think it's attrition from last year.
For this game particularly, you got AJ dropping balls. Doesn't help. Injuries again. But
three drops.
3 drops.
Caught. There was that play on the beginning of the game.
Dropped 2 touchdowns.
Touchdown at the end.
Oh.
And then there was the interception that bounced off his hands.
Yeah.
That was a play he should have made.
And then with Jalen Hurts, right? He's hesitating on almost every throw. And he's also slow with his progression. And the thing that I don't know.
He's not taking the checkdowns too. Troy Aikman was talking about.
Oh my God, all game, and it's like, shut up, Troy. But you're right. Here's my theory, Kyle. And I don't know if you saw this report during last week where it was like Jalen Hurts like rewatched a bunch of old tape. He went back as far as 2021 and was looking at, old play design. He was like, and I believe Jalen Hurts because the guy is a film rat. He is a hard worker. I do not question his effort. I don't question anything like that.
And I think anybody saying like because you're hearing this a little on the radio because Philly's crazy and stuff, but everyone's like saying like Tanner McKee, get Tanner McKee in there. And I don't think Tanner McKee be doing that great either. No. I think that like obviously like I heard somebody saying like he was so bad. Like, you have to bench him after this. And I was like, Mahomes played just as bad. I mean, granted, I think Jalen played a little worse, but like, no one's calling for Mahomes to get benched. Correct. Like, it's just like, he hasn't been playing that great in the past few games.
So hear me out.
Oh God,
I really just think he's overthinking everything, and it's because he's put in a position where, and also there's no real threat for Hurts to run anymore, right? Because his hesitation has kind of forced Philadelphia to make him more of a pocket passer, which he's never really been that great as a pure pocket passer.
Dude, the whole thing too with the play calls, they do like the misdirection stuff. There was one play in this game where like they did like a fake QB draw.
Oh my God,
I was stepped up, and then I was like, what?
And then he dropped, and then he went to a 5-step drop. And it's like, it doesn't help that they have to drop him back on like 80% of the plays because there's no threat to run.
Why are you doing a fake QB draw to
Dude,
like a
get
5-step
him under center.
Like, oh my God. Time to do something like that. Like,
I wish we had like the Bears offensive philosophy where it's like roll Caleb out, let's move the pocket with the quarterback.
I wish we had an actual freaking play caller instead of a high school playbook. Dude. I wish like everyone does the hypothetical like being like, oh, Jalen Hurts sucks. Like imagine if you had like Mahomes or Josh Allen or whatever. Imagine if we had Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah,
or Sean McVay.
It starts at the top, right?
Ben Johnson. Oh my Lord!
I'm not using this as an excuse to bail out Jalen Hurts' performance because it was a bad performance, but it was escalated by everything else that's going on around the offense.
Yes, I agree.
And it's not fair to put. I mean, in this particular instance, yes, he had 5 turnovers. By the way, he had 5 turnovers. I don't know if we mentioned that. 4 interceptions, 1 fumble loss. 2 of those.
I'd say 5 and 4.5 because like
I would say 5.
It was the same play.
I would say 5.
2 in the same time.
It was 5 turnovers, Kyle. It was 2 turnovers on 1 play. That's why he won the award. Let's not sugarcoat.
He did win
Let's call a spade a spade. And the only thing that's really saving this Eagles team right now is the defense.
The defense.
Which is
elite.
Shout
out to the defense.
We have a top 5 defensive unit in the National Football League, and we're losing games when, oh my God, it's just so, like, and then you have the missed field goals. You have, and up until this point, the Eagles' goal to go were one of the best offenses in the league. I think what they said on the Chiron yesterday was 16 for 16 or something like that.
They were really good goal to go, and then they've been like, but yeah, they have the highest rate they're 32nd in 3-and-out rate, like highest 3-and-out rate.
This is 2023 all over again, compounded by the fact that now you have the added bonus of being the defending Super Bowl champion. So now it's even worse. It looks even worse, and I honestly kind of do think it's even worse because they are in a position to win right now, whereas, yes, they were in 23, but I think there were a lot more glaring issues coming into 2023 that were more discussed. Yes, it was a midseason collapse, but
2023 also
we saw it coming a little bit.
Like the offense was better in 2023, to be honest.
It was bad, but it's like pulling teeth.
This offense, offense in 2023, I think was at least a top 15 offense. This is the only teams with a better EPA with a worse EPA per play through 13 weeks. I'll tell you the teams.
Yeah.
I think it's 4 teams.
Oh.
It's the Tennessee Titans.
Yuck.
Potentially going to have the number 1 overall pick. The Cleveland Browns, potentially going to have the number 1 overall pick. The Raiders, potentially going to have the number 1 overall pick. And the, what's it called? The Houston Texans, which give me hope.
I bet, and I guarantee you, the Browns have been better since Shador has taken over. I bet you they're expecting
the Jets have scored more points. I think. Well, I don't know about this week.
Crazy.
I think, but before going into this week, the Jets had scored more points in the past 3 weeks than the Eagles.
That's crazy. So yeah, Eagles fans, if you're wondering whether to remain calm or panic, remain calm, present as calm, but internally panic. Because
internally panic, yes. Yeah. I mean, I'll do a little positivity corner. I'm not wavering. I'm not changing my Super Bowl pick. I still think it's Bills Eagles. I still believe. There's been a lot of times in my past where I was like threatening, not believing in the Eagles, and the only time that ever didn't work out, arguably, was 2023. And I know that doom and gloom, but I saw some things I liked. Jalen had some good throws. Saquon started running a little better. Ajon makes it the catches. Something happens. It's positivity, man. I know me and you are different.
I know.
Comes
I'm
to
a
our Eagles love.
pessimist. I really am.
You're very pessimist. I try to be a little more optimist. I know generally most Eagles fans are pessimists, but you still got to believe.
Let me ask you.
I'm going to the next 2 games in person.
Yeah, you got 2 more.
View it with my own eyes. See the team on the sidelines. Big different experience in person versus through the TV. So I think going to these next 2 games, I think is going to be very, very, very key to how I view the team going into the playoffs. If they even make the playoffs.
Fair enough.
Just scary to even say if.
Can I be optimistic about the KBTs this week? Tell me, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of doing a
he
test
said,
here with the KBTs. Actually, I kind of like it this week. I low key kind of like it, but I'm also doing a test. I'm gonna see which collapse wins. The Eagles collapse or the KBTs collapse.
Well, you've got
for the first time in KBT's history, I am picking against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Good move.
I will be going for the Las Vegas Raiders.
So what is that
which
now?
I have to double check what that
18
is. I think it's 18 and a half.
Yeah.
Which just I feel dirty, but
well,
I have to do it. I mean, just the way the Eagles have been playing.
That's too many points for a team that can't
too many
score.
Points. Yep. But I hope one of the streaks breaks, and low key I wouldn't mind if it's the KBTs.
You don't have to explain your logic.
Okay, let's go to the rest of the games. Bengals plus 9.5 at home against Baltimore. I liked how the Bengals played against the Bills. I know it's a crazy game, a snow game. I'm not really liking how Baltimore's been playing. I think Lamar's been playing pretty bad. Their vibes are down bad in Baltimore. 9.5 is a lot of points for a divisional game, especially with the Bengals at home. Bengals have played with a lot of pride. Burrow plays with a lot of pride. I think they win. And even if they don't, this Baltimore team's not blowing them out. So 9.5.
Kyle, I don't agree with you here. I think the Ravens do win by 10 plus. I think the Bengals get blown out at home. The Bengals are cooked. They're dead in the water. And that's just my take. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, if you remember last time, you were also high on the Ravens, and I was high on the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't feel strongly enough to footnote it, because I've only done that the one time because I felt so strongly about it, and I was right. So I don't want to just go around footnoting your picks. So I am going to take Baltimore, and I'm taking them pretty confidently. The Ravens need to win this football game. And the Bengals, yeah, they do, but they're done. They're 4-9. They're done.
They're done though, but Joe Burrow's got the believe, and Ravens haven't been playing well, and Ravens defense is stinky.
I am a Jamar Chase fantasy owner in both of my playoff leagues. I will be rooting for the Bengals, and specifically Jamar Chase.
The Baltimore, have they even blown anybody out? To be honest,
no, they don't.
Maybe they blew up like one bat. They even win by? Have they even won by 10 plus in a game this year? I'm looking it up.
Probably not recently, but
I'm looking it up. I don't think they have. This is a big stat. They beat the Jets by 13.
I was gonna say, I bet you they have,
and they were also at home.
They beat the Jets. They beat the Dolphins, and the Bears.
They beat the Dolphins
and the Bears, and the Browns. So that's 4 games.
And the Browns the first time.
That's 4 games.
Lamar was playing good then. 4 games.
Still good then.
All at home except for the Dolphins game.
Next pick.
Next pick, I alluded to it earlier. I like the Bills against the Patriots. Patriots have been playing everybody close. I like Bills plus 5.5 here. I think the Bills are in momentum mode. I think they know they need to win. They've had experience with this playoff game mindset. The Patriots are a young team and do not. I know. I'll do right here the quick little Drake May glaze because I know they had the bye week. But we had no glaze this week. Ben's just excited to watch Drake May play this week because there was some absolutely abysmal quarterbacking from players such as Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts.
Correct.
And he apologized to me for
that. This pick I do like. I am going to take New England. I'm going to take them straight up, probably.
But even the way, I think it's close.
I think it's close. I think this is probably
New England's
a
playing
3 or 4 point
a
game.
cupcake schedule, and they're playing teams close still.
Yeah.
I think the Bills. I think the Bills win.
Well,
I think the Bills potentially win by a touchdown, but I think 5.5 is a lot of points.
I think 5.5's fine because I think if New England does win, it's probably by like 3
it's like a field goal.
It's like 3 or 4.
They're not going to win by like a ton. Yeah.
Yeah, like 34-30 or like something like that. So I'm in on this one. I wish New England was favorite because if we had a touchdown in favor of Buffalo, then I'd feel a lot more comfortable. But the Bills are actually 1.5 point favorites on the road. So very interesting. Kyle, and the last pick.
The last pick, I don't know if you're going to agree with this, but I liked what I saw out of Cleveland with Shedeur Sanders. I think that the Bears, though they're a young team, they're not really blowing anybody out. Almost every single one of their games outside the game against the Eagles have been like one possession games. So I think the Browns plus 14.5 against Chicago. They're coming off a big emotional game against Green Bay. They're going to come against the Browns. And I think they win, but I don't think they win by over 2 touchdowns.
That's an interesting pick. I don't necessarily disagree with it, which is weird. I just noticed all 4 of these games are at 1 o'clock too.
So yeah, they're all 1 o'clock window games.
Isn't that nice?
Well, no, real quick.
Little 1 o'clock parlay.
Yeah, little 1 o'clock tease.
I'm probably gonna pick Chicago in this game. But I mean, look, if they get after Caleb and keep him out of the, keep him in the pocket, I think anything could happen. So, yeah, sure. Cleveland plus 14.5. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, give us the rundown.
Just to recap, Bills plus 5.5 at New England. Bengals plus 9.5 hosting the Ravens. Raiders at Philly plus 18.5. And Browns at Chicago plus 14.5.
That third one just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
I hate the third one.
Plus 18.5.
Dude, what's more cursed, the Eagles or the Raiders? The Eagles or the KBTs? Time to find out.
Time to find out. We're coming to a head.
Dude, if Eagles cover minus 18.5, we're back on. Super Bowl's back on the menu.
Yeah, if they cover 18.5 against the worst team in the league, we're Super Bowl.
We're back.
Back on the menu.
We're so back.
Hot and fresh Super Bowls. We'll take you around the rest of Week 15. No more buys, guys. All the buys are done. No more bye weeks. These last 4 weeks. Let's see. We've got on Thursday night the Falcons at Buccaneers. Bucs only getting 4 points at home. Holy smokes! Even Vegas thinks they're cooked.
That's an interesting game. I'm really interested to see what happens there
on a short week.
Falcons fans. Oh.
I don't know, man.
This Rams masterclass.
This one's
Rams
gonna be
top 10 pick.
And they got the total at 44.5. That's like the perfect line. I could see this being like 24-20.
That's a great over-under line.
And the Bucs are getting 4. There you go. So they've nailed it. They've absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I have the goal to pick Atlanta? I don't think so.
No, Atlanta sucks.
Oh
Atlanta could win this game, but like Atlanta's unpredictable. You can't touch Atlanta.
Sunday, as Kyle and I have previously stated, we will
Bills Pats is a 1 o'clock game. That's wild.
Yeah, Bills Pats being a 1 o'clock does not feel right. What's the Sunday night, bro? Sunday night is Vikings Cowboys.
Garbage. It's Minnesota Cowboys. Are you? It's just national Cowboys bias.
Dude, how did we not flex New England and Buffalo? How did we not flex
or
that
even
game?
Detroit, LA? Oh my lord,
dude! I wanted to watch that game.
Packers Broncos.
Oh my, yeah, Chargers, Chiefs,
Chargers, even.
Packers, Broncos, Bills, Patriots. I mean, you even could have put Ravens, Bengals in that spot, and I still would have watched it. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
That's terrible.
Lions, Rams.
Terrible.
I mean, we'll get to see the start of that game or the end of that game. That's terrible, man. Yeah, we're gonna be at the link on 1 o'clock. To watch the Raiders and Eagles, which I don't know if you saw the over under 38.5.
Oh my lord,
dude, that's so gross. I feel like that's gonna. I don't even know if the over is gonna hit in that one. To be honest, I think they might have nailed that one too. Yeah, I'm just looking up and down here. Ravens at Bengals again. I think the Ravens are gonna win that one pretty easy. Bills Patriots. I'm leaning Patriots. I like how you did pick like all. Well, I guess you picked two of the important games, two of the more important games from Sunday. Chargers Chiefs at 1 o'clock as well. Chiefs getting 4.5 at home. I don't think back-to-back home losses is on the menu, but I mean, because the Chargers didn't play that well either. I mean, they played an elite
The Chargers
defense.
O-line's so banged up.
Yeah, that too.
They didn't play that well. I mean, honestly, the Eagles defense played really good. I think the Chiefs win. I don't know if they cover, but like I think Chiefs. I considered this for the KBTs, but I didn't because of I thought Herbert with the injury is that during the broadcast they mentioned like Jalix Hunt saying that like the fact that he has the cast like gives him an extra like half a second on the pass rush, which is like huge in football terms.
Yeah, right.
So that's the reason why I bailed on because Chargers were in consideration.
Yeah.
The Tease.
Packers at Broncos. Packers getting 2.5 on the road. Dude, the over-under is 43.5. Why are we not betting the under in that, Kyle? Did you look at that one?
I thought about it, but I didn't
dude,
really look much at the over-unders.
Absolutely, I'm putting that in. I think I might just bet the under straight in that. It's two terrible offenses.
Oh, here we go. We got the new playoff scenarios.
And then Monday night or Sunday night, we've got the Vikings at Cowboys. Yawn. Oh, the Lions and Rams. Lions at Rams. That's probably the best game of the week if it's not Buffalo and New England.
Yeah.
This one could be a shootout. Over-under is 55.5. Rams getting 5.5 at home. I feel like 5.5 only just because the winner is probably going to win by a touchdown, so that's probably why it's a little bit higher than you might think. I'd stay away from the line. I mean, I don't know, the over-under, 55.5 is a lot. I got to take the Rams, though. The Rams are playing like the best team. Oh, my God. What?
Kansas City can get eliminated from playoff contention this week.
Oh, I love that. How? What do they need?
There's a couple more scenarios, but basically some of the
give me the most likely one.
Basic ones. KC lost, Buffalo win or tie, Jacksonville win or tie, Houston win or tie.
And then they're done?
Or Buffalo win, Jacksonville win, and Indy win.
Who's Indy?
Or Buffalo win, Houston win, and Indy win.
Indy's playing. Oh, they're at Seattle.
With a KC loss, by the way. I did say that. With a KC loss.
So Bills. Yeah, Bills could win. What were the other? Houston's
Jags,
got.
who are playing the Jets. They could win.
Houston's got Arizona at home. They're probably going to win that one. And then.
So that's possible.
What was the other one?
There was the same thing, but either it's Buffalo has to win, and then either Jacksonville and Houston, Jacksonville and Indy, or Houston and Indy.
Bro.
So a combination.
Not impossible.
Two of the three of those.
Not impossible. And then Monday night, you've got the Dolphins at Steelers. That's a pretty interesting game. I might tune in for that one. Well, I am going to tune in for that one, but as I do for all of these games, of course, Kyle and I watch every second of every football game. Don't get it twisted.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the rest of the week 15 slate. Kyle, you got one more thing before we wrap it up here?
Yeah. Let's talk about Lehigh. Very disappointing weekend by Lehigh.
Kyle, I'm sorry.
They lost 14-7 to Villanova. Villanova now be joining the Patriot League, so welcome to the Patriot League, Villanova. I hate you. But it was a close game. I mean, the Lehigh's defense played really good, but just really came down to turnovers, similar to the Eagles almost, where they had two fumbles in crucial situations. One near the end at the beginning of the third quarter that then resulted in a Villanova touchdown that tied the game, and then one at the end of the game when Villanova had a 14-7 lead. They were driving down the field. Lehigh got down to like the 5-yard line, fumbled, and then they lost the game.
Tough. I feel for you, Kyle. I really thought Lehigh. I thought this was. I don't know if it was necessarily this year, just because those teams from North Dakota and South Dakota exist, and they seem to dominate.
Well, North Dakota they
FCS.
lost.
Well, one of them. South Dakota State, North Dakota State.
One of the Dakota that was the favorite. Like I remember looking at like the odds to win the chip, and it was like the North Dakota team, or they might have been South Dakota. One of the whatever Dakota team was like plus 300, and everybody else was a minimum of plus 1,000.
Yeah,
but they lost to like in North Indianapolis, in Illinois or whatever, Appalachia State or whatever.
North Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, IUPUI.
Yeah,
perhaps.
But yeah, go Lehigh though. Also, like I guess college football playoffs. I'll talk a little bit. Like Notre Dame, how could dare they deny the Pop-Tart Bowl? That's the People's Championship.
Dude.
I'd rather play in the Pop-Tart Bowl than the national championship.
If I say too much, John's gonna come up behind me and assassinate me. He knows my stance, which is basically Notre Dame is a playoff team. Like they're good enough to be a playoff team, but on paper they're not a playoff team. And I was like,
yeah, but
dude,
also I think the fact that I think this was the committee being like, join a conference,
bro,
you
yeah,
bums.
yeah. It's like, dude, join the ACC.
You can't be too good to join a conference. You
join the ACC. You will probably win every single year and dominate, and then you will be a playoff team because you won your conference. And he's like
bums.
Yeah, and his rationale, my brother, who's a Notre Dame fan, is like, oh, like they get to pick their schedule. It's hard every year, and I looked at their schedule next year, and I'm like, John, it's not hard at all. It's actually pretty cupcakey. Join a conference. Do yourself a favor. That's what the committee wants. And he's like, oh, they're gonna be
shout out, and then
millions and stuff.
The last one more thing. Shout out Kurt Signetti, goated football coach.
James Signetti.
No, it's Kurt Signetti. At least that's what AI whatever was telling me. Yeah, Kurt Signetti. Signetti.
No, you're right. It's Kurt. Signetti.
Kurt Signetti. Dude, Indiana was like apparently like the worst. It's the worst football team ever in like college football history or whatever. And now they're the 1 seed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, you probably don't know this. Actually, you might know this because FCS. He was the head coach at James Madison, where they won the FCS championship, and then he was hired over. So, yeah, I mean, the guy's got pedigree, man. And congratulations to them.
It's goated.
Yeah, so I'll root for the Hoosiers. Hell yeah.
I'm rooting for them. How could you not?
All right, I've got one more thing real quick. I want to talk. I've got 5 names here, Kyle. Potential fantasy league winners heading into the fantasy playoffs, week 15.
I hope I have some of these guys on my one playoff team.
Most of your leagues have probably started their fantasy playoffs, unless you do that stupid bullshit 2-week thing.
Week 18. That's stupid. Why would you ever do that?
Disgusting. Don't do that. I've got 5 names here. I've got a quarterback, a running back, I got a tight end, and 2 wide receivers. Start with the quarterback. You're gonna think I'm crazy here. Shedeur Sanders is a potential league winner. Now I could be easy and say, oh, Josh Allen, oh, Drake May. These are obvious names. I'm talking about under the radar guys. You sneak into the playoffs.
No, yeah, you gotta go with that. Yeah, that's definitely the play.
Shedeur Sanders, love the way he's been playing. And I mean, dude, it's kind of like the Flacco offense where they just air it out all the time, right? Like if they're doing that,
he runs it a little bit,
and he runs a little bit. So like, who cares if he's turning the ball over? He's got 300, how many completions? He had 23 completions. He had 364 yards. Imagine if he had 30 completions. It's a 450-yard game. Do the math. I like Shedeur Sanders. I also like the tight end, his target, Harold Fannin Jr. Man's been popping recently. And then David Njoku, as I mentioned at the start of the show, is going to be headed to the bench with an injury. So, and, Shedeur's taking a nice liking to Harold Fannin. He had a big game. He had 100 yards and a touchdown last week. So, Shedeur Sanders, Harold Fannin, you have that combo. Roll with it. The running back, Blake Corum, Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
I am a Blake Corum owner. I'm very happy to be a Blake Corum owner. The only worry here is that he is still splitting time with Kyron Williams. But
the schedule low-key kind of sucks.
The schedule's not favorable.
They got Seattle and they got the Lions in Seattle the first 2 weeks.
Correct. Now,
and I think they got Arizona.
Now, why is he a league winner? Yes, the Week 17 game against Arizona, which will be most of your championship games if you get there. I love that matchup. But dude, the guy's averaging. The guy's averaging like 10 yards a carry. Yeah. It's insane.
No,
and now he's scoring touchdowns.
Atlanta still sucks anyway.
Atlanta, yeah. So and if the Rams, as they do, they get in garbage time situations, they're not sending Kyron out there. They're sending Blake Corum out there. So he's going to be playing the whole game, barring injury, of course. So I believe Blake Corum could be a fantasy winner. Now the 2 wide receivers I have on my list, Michael Wilson and Christian Watson. I love Christian Watson. I have him in both of my leagues, in my my playoff leagues. He's absolutely rejuvenated Jordan Love. He's absolutely rejuvenated the Packers offense since he's been back. Guy's been killing it. Clear number 1. That's everything I wanted Matthew Golden to be, but wasn't. And then Michael Wilson, I don't know if they're going to shut down Marvin Harrison. He didn't play last week with the heel injury. This is this is barring what I think they might shut down Marvin Harrison for the rest of the year, just kind of like, season's over, whatever. Michael Wilson and Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett throws it a ton of times, throws it like 40 times a game. A lot of those receptions are to Michael Wilson. If Marvin Harrison does start to play, obviously I take my pick back a little bit. I think it's a good guy to have rostered though. I don't know how many leagues he's still available in, but if you have him, absolutely hammer him, absolutely get him in your lineup if Marvin Harrison's out. So 5 league winners. Best of luck to everybody in your fantasy playoffs. And yeah, I'm excited to get going, man. I'm gonna win some money.
Yeah,
win some money.
Best of luck in your consolation punishment brackets.
That's also
I know
me.
we're in 1, and I'm in 2. So
awesome, man.
Good luck to me.
That'll wrap it up for us. Again, we are gonna be moving Tuesday, December 23rd's podcast to Monday.
That's 2 weeks show.
Yep, in 2 weeks, I will make an announcement about that. We will have a special guest that night on Monday, the 22nd, and also be on the lookout for exclusive content from Lincoln Financial Field. Your co-hosts, hostesses, will be there watching what I think's going to be a football game, but we'll have to see.
We'll see what
happens.
happens.
Have to see what happens. All right, so that'll do it for us. Take care, everybody, and we will talk to you next